back, this is Jessie. Those who know what this is already get it right. TWS from Genshin Impact. I had my friend use his super fast internet speed to grab the first batch for me, and they finally here. No need to be generous, let me give you a simple review here. If you're interested, you can follow the Genshin community to check their overseas release time. If you only treat this TWS as any merch, some might think I totally unqualified to review them, since I'm not exactly a hardcore anime fan. But if I try them as pure audio products, I'd probably get criticized too. Because the emotional value they provide isn't just about the TWS themselves. Many people online are saying, isn't this just a reskin product with an anime theme? On the other hand, some are hyping it up.
These are the earbuds that understand Furina best. Their value isn't in the specs at all, but in whether you're willing to pay for emotional value.
So I ask, you can't just buy TWS and let them collect dust, right? And have you actually worn them? Or did you just see the gift box picture and start picking inside? Well, my conclusion is, this is definitely the figurine I've bought that's least likely to collect dust. In this video, let's take a look at how this TWS performs in terms of design, the sound quality, and performance.
It is Fontaine's most beloved star, Furina.
So today, let's first talk about the shortcomings of this TWS. To help friends who are already itching to buy to consider their needs first. So first, the TWS price is already as high as 400 RMB, which is about like 16 bucks. And it still doesn't support custom sound tuning. After all, the manufacturer, the Rososa, consistently insists on doing the tuning well themselves. No need to open up the EQ function, and this is something they've always been criticized for. And secondly, the earbuds themselves looked very nice, very exquisite, but actually the whole case is very light. And holding it in your hand, it doesn't feel very solid. The outer coating is quite attractive, but once you open the lid, the feeling is like eating a sesame pancake under the Eiffel Tower. The plastic feel of the inner part of the earbud case really spills over the screen. I can hardly believe this is a plan that both the major two brands approved. Are they really afraid of user backlash? Of course, no need to worry too much, because their solution is already here. I strongly recommend using the protective case. That way, the overall impact is much smaller. Next, we test Furina's transparency mode curve using the KU100. We found that the ambient sound release is mainly concentrated below 500 Hz, which has a good restoration effect for low-frequency ambient sound like the road noise and the vehicle sound. But the problem is, due to the physical ear sealing nature of the bean-shaped structure itself, the mid to high-frequency range above 600 Hz is significantly suppressed, offering limited help in restoring ambient sounds like the mall noise or the crowd chatter. And around 13 kHz, there is slight reverse noise amplification. When transparency mode is turned on, there is a bit of background noise feeling. So, the transparency mode performance counts as a shortcoming.
I knew you'd miss me.
Next, the advantages. We won't overhype the myth, nor be influenced by the brand. After all, it's an anime-oriented product. The appearance deserves its own section. The packaging is the typically logic of the standard anime merch. Opening the gift box, you see not just the earbuds, but also included the protective case for the earbuds, a Furina character illustration enamel pin, and a paperclip style clear card. The pin details are very well done, using a silver glitter base, plus a 3D water ripple UV process. So below, there is also a 3D silver foil stamped Furina autograph. The clear card also has some light and shadow chains from different angles. The earbud case itself is relatively smaller than most of the earbuds, with a gradient fine glitter effect. The color combination on the earbuds themselves is also very nice. Finally, the earbud protective case is the European version big head style Furina. I don't need to say much about how cute it is. After installing it on the earbud case, the whole thing turns into a small figurine. After I got it, I almost put it on my desk every day. Apart from the plastic feel and being a bit bulky, I'd still give the appearance design a 9 out of 10. And I was complaining before about why they didn't use the i5 earbud case texture, and now the reason is actually here. After everyone buys it, you'll definitely use it with the protective case on to look at it every day, so the earbud case being lighter is actually beneficial.
What is it, good citizen?
And similarly, we tested this TWS noise cancellation curve using the key 100. The average noise cancellation is about -28 dB. Since each side comes standard with 3 reverse noise cancellation microphones, Furina's no-frequency noise cancellation is extremely exaggerated, reaching an amazing -55 dB. This number almost keeps up with most products from phone manufacturers on the market. However, in the mid-frequency range, the noise cancellation isn't the strongest category. The low frequencies is more stable than the Oppo Enco Free 4 and the OnePlus Buds 4, and the voice cancellation ability barely approach the Oppo Enco Free 4, but the algorithm limitations are already clearly evident. The high-frequency noise cancellation gap is larger. You can clearly feel the presence of impact sound and friction sound. So overall, while it can't compare to freak like the Huawei 7i or the Soundcloud P4NC, it has no problem to competing with Earphone Air Pro 4 or the QCY or other audio brands TWS. And from what I experienced, it feels like it can reduce about 96% of the subway-like noise and about 35% of human voices. The noise cancellation score is like 7 out of 10.
Boring! Isn't there anything else more interesting to do?
Here comes the main point, the sound quality. I only knew clear before that the Rosalsa is the production supplier for this TWS. And they also use the classic HR Plus composite titanium metal driver combination. And the Furina's tuning style seems to be supervised by the Rosalsa. Those familiar with this brand might have heard of their Zircon model. Because it's not released yet, it's not convenient to show you here. Actually, within the audio industry, many make some adjustments first to avoid products being too similar, and secondly to get users to pay for its main selling point, like the appearance. But Furina's sound is almost exactly the same as the original. They didn't weaken everyone's experience. They gave the best to Furina. So first, at this price point, it offers dual high-definition codec protocols, the LHDC 5.0 and LDAC, plus the LC3 low-latency protocol. Talking too much about the specs is not so meaningful. Anyway, you can feel the sincerity, right? The compatibility is maxed out. Whether you use Huawei, the OnePlus, Pixel, Google, you can experience Furina's most authentic sound. Through frequency response testing, we also found that Furina's tuning is very similar to Rosalsa's Zircon, both focusing on creating an enveloping atmosphere. Moreover, Furina's frequency response curve, which determines the sound signature, changes almost nothing after turning the noise cancellation on or off. This is the problem many audio, even new phone manufacturers, find hard to solve. In pop mode, the Furina has more low frequency gain, more suitable for some rhythm-heavy tracks, and in the hi-fi mode is slightly more balanced. The rock mode is too boomy and it's not so recommended. And from my subjectively listening experience, Furina's horizontal soundstage is very wide and it can also create depth and layer vertically, and the low-frequency drum beats are very elastic, able to handle various music types like the pop and the ACG quite well. The vocals are positioned centrally and with a slight sibilance. The vocals are a bit scattered and not very solid, but female vocals have strong explosive power, and the high-frequency string instruments have moderate brightness. The resolution isn't top tier, but there is some instrument extension. And here the planar structure brings faster transient response and no distortion, and the sound quality score is like 8 out of 10. We also test the performance on an iPhone. You can clearly feel the sound quality is indeed a bit worse compared to high-definition codecs. Vocal details are relatively less, and high-frequency instruments also seem slightly thin. Overall, it's still quite good.
I'm getting sleepy myself.
In terms of the wearing comfort, there is no obvious feeling of ear expansion or the discomfort. I wore them for about 5 hours and there was a bit of soreness. Indeed, the earbuds housing fits snugly in the contour of the ear and doesn't fall out easily. Regarding the latency, because it has Bluetooth 6.0 and LC3 protocol, we tested with a Vivo X200 Pro and Vivo Mate 60, Realme and OnePlus phones. As long as your phone supports LC3, the latency is stable around 80 or 90 milliseconds. Even if it doesn't support LC3, we didn't find audio and vision dysync in our gaming test. The battery life performance is somewhat weaker compared to other Roseo products. Single charge lasts 7 hours and total battery life 35 hours. If noise cancellation is turned on single charge only lasts about 5 hours. The performance in the app is still relatively simple, but they did a beautifully designed UI. They really spoiled you. So overall, from what we mentioned before, the Furina TWS transparency mode and the app interaction indeed have some flaws. However, the noise cancellation and the sound quality performance are indeed not so bad. Although it isn't a technical miracle, its essence is more like a pair of TWS that already stand at the upper or the mid-tier of their price range, and plus complete character aesthetics and emotional value. At the same time, in terms of design and appearance, mode, and the configuration, they've really show full of the sincerity. If you're going for the TWS, don't worry too much, just look at your budget. If you're not just going for the TWS, then you can just be even more completely reassured and just buy it. Alright, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for sticking with me. Hope this video brings you some help and see you next time. Good one, Jessie.